Yo, what's good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. Today we are going to be doing episode 6 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I take teams from Twitter and help my subscribers build their teams into as good teams as you could possibly build with the amount of MT that they have, their play style, and what generation of the game they play on. So, before we hop into this video, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I would really appreciate if you do so. We just hit 1.1K a couple of days ago, working towards 1.2K and eventually 2K. And again, just want to say thank you for all the recent support on the videos. My Tyrese Halliburton video that I did really well, and just recently, videos have been doing great. We've gained a lot of subscribers recently, and I really appreciate the support on the recent videos and just the support on the channel in general recently. It means a lot. With that being said, let's hop right into this. If y'all want to be in a future I Build Your Teams video, make sure you follow me on Twitter. My link is in the description down below, and just be on the lookout for a tweet most of the time on Friday nights, Saturday mornings, that I put out about doing this an episode of this series. So be on the lookout for that tweet and respond to that tweet with your team, how much MT you have, what your playstyle is, what gen you play on, all that stuff. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. So first team we got today is my boy Caleb. He says last 3 spots are just fillers. He's gonna get Mel Daniels. He's not sure what he'll do with his wealth. He'll reach as a big man, which is fair. I think he sets about 400 in KMT, and he wants to keep Wilt and Zion. Makes sense. Looking at this team immediately, I like the team that you have a lot. I think your starting lineup's amazing. I think your bench could use a little bit of work, but I don't think it needs a lot of work. Mel Daniels, I'm not sure if he's better than Wes Unseld, but if he's better than Wes Unseld, I'll replace Wes Unseld with Mel. Otherwise, honestly, don't force him into the lineup if you don't feel like he's better than those guys. I don't think he's better than Wilt or D-Rob at center, or I don't think he's better than Giannis either. But that being said, I think the weakest point on your team is probably your backup wings. And if you have about 400K, I personally prefer Clyde Drexler over Brandon Roy a little bit, so I would move Clyde Drexler to your backup 2, take Brandon Roy out of your lineup, and then spend that 400K or part of that 400K on a card like Paul George. I think Galaxy Opal Paul George is still an absolutely incredible card. If you wanted to go get somebody a little bit more expensive, you could go after a Dark Matter T-Mac, a Dark Matter DeMar DeRozan. Something like that would be what I would recommend. But I really think that's the only spot on your team that actually needs to be upgraded. Just pick whichever one you like more of Brandon Roy and Clyde Drexler. Start them at the 2, and then go pick yourself up either a Dark Matter T-Mac, a Paul George, a DeMar DeRozan to play the backup 3 for you. Besides that, I think your team is really, really solid, and I like this team a lot. Next team that we got up for today, we have my boy G Torres. He says he's got 157 KMT, likes to rim, run, and kick out. He uses a lot of screens. Very nice. Got a really nice basis of this team. I think it's really, really good. A couple places that I do think you can upgrade, but the only players that I'd be looking to replace are probably Larry Bird and potentially Rajon Rondo. If you like this Rondo card, I would say go for it. Keep using him. In my personal opinion, I would just sell him and go get a Tyrese Halliburton. He's 4 inches taller. He really is just as good, probably better on the offensive end, and probably better on the defensive end as well, just because of how big he is. He's a lot cheaper as well. So I might sell Rondo, go get Tyrese Halliburton for the time being, and that saves you MT. And then you could sell Larry Bird as well. Go pick up a guy like Paul George, DeMar DeRozan, Tracy McGrady. Again, one of those guys to play that 3. You already have Tracy McGrady, so maybe you could pick up a Paul George. You could even move Kawhi to your starting 3, pick up a DeMar DeRozan to play the backup 2. Something like that would be where I would be looking to upgrade on this team specifically, and then save MT for a better point guard later on in the year. Next team, we got my boy Adrian. He says he's got 259K. He plays on PS4, Bucks playbook, so he's 5 outing, trying to get rid of Anton, Sean, and Peja. So, looking at this team, we got some really good players, but it's kind of all over the place, and I feel like there's just better things we can do with RMT, to be honest. First thing I would recommend doing is running a 10-man. I don't recommend running a 13-man, especially like this, because it's hard to know who you're playing and what position you're playing players at and stuff like that. I think it just overcomplicates things. I personally just run a starting lineup and a bench. 5-man, you know where everybody plays on your team. I think it's easier to play that way. But that being said, I think you have some really good pieces that you should keep. But what I would do is I would sell Derrick Rose. I would take Peja, Spencer, or Sean Marion, Anton Jameson, take cards like that out of your lineup. At that point, what I would be looking to do is probably go pick up a guy like Tyrese Halliburton to play point guard for you. I think the rest of your starting lineup is all right. I think Kermit is really, really good. So as long as you badge out Kermit with the shooting badges that he needs, I think there's a few things I would do with this team. First, I would try to get a starting lineup with a point guard, either Magic Johnson or Tyrese Halliburton. Probably go Magic Johnson as your starting point guard. Clyde Drexler as your starting shooting guard, or Jerry Sloan, whichever one you prefer. Kermit as their starting 3. Wes Unsel's your starting 4, and then Jokic can be your starting 5. Off the bench, you can go with Donald or Tyrese Halliburton, either one off the bench. And then you can run whoever you chose to run, who you didn't chose to run at your starting shooting guard, Jerry Sloan or Clyde Drexler. Run the other one off the bench at the 2. Kelly Oubre can play the 3. Spencer Haywood can play the 5 if he has the shooting badges he needs. And then go pick yourself up a 4. Go get somebody like, if you want to get a really good player, maybe go get a Giannis. If you want to pick up somebody cheaper, you could get a Draymond Green. And then see how much MT you're working with at that point. If you're working with a lot of MT, maybe you go sell Jokic and go look to pick up a guy like Kareem or Wilt. You could even look to upgrade the shooting guard position. Go get yourself a guy like DeMar DeRozan. There's a lot of ways that you could go to upgrade this team, but I think it'll make it much easier for you if you just build a 10-man lineup, and it'll be easier to look at what you want to upgrade. And yeah, but I definitely think sell Derrick Rose and then work with that MT to get a guy like Magic or Tyrese Halliburton, and make sure you build your team into more of a 10-man. I think that'll help you with this team. Next team, we got 380k MT, plays current, likes to rim run. Again, I see what he's doing with this team because he has his 10-man these last 3 off the bench. I think, admittedly, I still just want to run a 10-man because I don't want to spend contracts on guys like that. But if you want to do it like this, that's fine. His starting lineup is perfectly fine. No need to really change anything. Bench, I don't love Donovan Mitchell. I don't love Pau Gasol. I would be looking to potentially move Donald to your backup point guard. Go pick yourself up a guy like Magic Johnson. And then the next upgrade I'd be looking to make would probably be replacing Pau Gasol. And if you have enough MT, you could go get yourself... the goal would be to save up and get a Kareem or a Wilt. One of those two, whoever's the cheaper option between those 2 cards, would probably be the best option, I think, at this point. So, I think everything else in your team is fine, to be completely honest. I don't have an issue with Jerry or Clyde playing off the bench. Wes Unsel's great. Your starting lineup's fine. Donald's really good. You just need a point guard and a backup center. So maybe go get yourself a Magic Johnson, or you could even go cheap. Get a Tyrese Halliburton, and then you'll have the MT to save. Just save a little bit more. Go get yourself a Wilt or a Kareem, and I think this team will be really, really solid. All right, the next team we got my boy Alfonso. He says he has 400k. He's getting Mel soon, and he, with his tokens, is considering getting Bob Lanier or saving them. He plays on current. So first, I would recommend not getting Bob Lanier. That card's not very good, and his jumper is terrible. Definitely would recommend saving those tokens for future seasons. But after that, looking at this team, I think the main places to upgrade are Donovan Mitchell, Sidney Wicks, and Pau Gasol. So Mel Daniels will replace Sidney Wicks, and then at that point, I would be looking to replace Donovan Mitchell and Pau Gasol. So to replace Mitchell, again, I know I'm repeating myself, go pick up Magic Johnson or Tyrese Halliburton. Probably preferably Tyrese because he's significantly cheaper. And then again, save your MT for a center who's a guy like, I mean, it's pretty simple, either Wilt or Kareem. I think you're probably close to the amount of MT that you need to get those guys. You could even go get Giannis if you wanted to get him as well. One of those 3 centers, though, I think will really, really help your team. You'll notice a big difference if you pick up one of those 3 guys. But overall, I like the basis of the team a lot, and I think just with those few moves, you should be in a really good place. Next team, we got Molson. He says he has 600k, runs 21 delay. Everyone's fully badged. He's open to suggestions on next gen. So, starting lineup is great. I still think Terry and Richard Dumas, I think those are really good cards, even though they're pink diamonds. Sealy's good. Wiggins is good. Juan Carlos is good, although he's a little bit undersized. Ben Wallace at the 4, I'm not entirely sure about. Even on next gen, I know he can shoot better on next gen, but still, I'm not entirely sure about that. And Pau Gasol, I just think that Gasol card, he's just not great. I'm not a huge fan of him, to be honest. With this being next gen, the first thing I'd probably do is go pick up a guy like Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk is really good on next gen. I think he's definitely worth the amount of MT that he's going for right now. On current gen, he's not as good. I mean, I like him on current gen as well, but on next gen, I know his dribble sigs are really nice. He's got a great dribble style. He moves really, really well. I know people love Dirk on next gen, so I'd probably go look to do that to replace Gasol. After that, replacing Andrew Wiggins, I would go get yourself a Giannis, the 98 overall Giannis, and then if you have MT left after that, you could sell Juan Carlos and pick up Tyrese Halliburton. I really think Halliburton's probably better than Navarro, honestly, just considering that he's bigger as well, and he's cheaper. I think you could do that. You could sell Juan Carlos, go get Magic. I really think Tyrese and Magic are the 2 guys that I'm recommending people because Luka is more expensive. But that's probably where I'd be looking to upgrade, is go pick up a Dirk, a Giannis, and a Magic probably on this team personally. And I think your wings are really good, and I think you really will have a comp level team once you do that. Classens Ghost says he has 25k, likes to rim run 3 hunt. He's level 25, so I'm going to get Bledsoe. I'm honestly not sure how good that Bledsoe card is. I haven't looked at him yet, but I think your point guards are fine for right now with 25 KMT. I like your wings as well. Lamar Odom is solid. Kelly Oubre is a good card. Kermit's really good. Vucevic is okay, and Maxey is a really nice budget option as well. I would definitely recommend selling Larry Bird. I would sell him and go pick up Richard Dumas and start Dumas, play Lamar Odom off the bench. You could even sell Lamar Odom and go get Andrew Wiggins as well. Maybe sell both of these two and get Dumas and Wiggins. And then you could start Wiggins and Dumas and then have Lionel Simmons and Malik Sealy off the bench. At that point, I think you'd profit a little bit of MT as well. You'd probably have closer to, I don't know, 40 or 50K. And then I think you would look to probably upgrade the center position, selling Nikola Vucevic or Maxi Kleber, whoever you think is worse out of those two, but probably Vucevic because I think he has more value. And I don't know if he's even as good as Kleber. I'd look to probably sell Vucevic and then however much MT you have at that point, potentially look to upgrade for a center like a Karl Anthony Towns would be a good option for now if you want to pick up a budget center, or you can just save your MT and look to potentially pick up a guy like maybe a Dirk Nowitzki and Anthony Davis in a couple weeks when they're a little bit cheaper. But I think that'll make this team a really nice budget squad if you do a little bit of that stuff. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. I'm not going to try. But he's just got 1.1 million MT rim running. He's on current gen. Looking at this team, I like this team a lot. I think Zach LaVine stands out immediately as a card I would be looking to sell. You have Maravich, which means you're a grinder. I like that a lot. And Meldona's already upgraded. Very nice. So this guy knows what he's doing. He plays the game a lot. It's good stuff. LeBron is locked in for Honda, but I think LeBron's outdated. So with 1.1 million MT, the two places I'd be looking to upgrade immediately are Zach LaVine and LeBron. To upgrade that, I'd probably pick up DeMar DeRozan and either Tracy McGrady or Paul George. Go get one of those two, or two of those three cards. DeMar, T-Mac, and Paul George. Get two of those three, whichever ones you prefer, to play the 2 and the 3 for you. And then I think your team's pretty much set. If you want to upgrade after that, you could go get Luka for backup point guard. You could go look to get a Kareem or a Wilt for center. But yeah, I think at that point your team's pretty much set, and then it's just up to you if you want to replace Lonzo, you want to replace Julius Randle, stuff like that. But I like this team a lot. Definitely grind the game a lot, and I like that you have a lot of MT saved up as well. That's good stuff. Final team today, coming in from my boy Isaac. I think most of y'all know Isaac. If you don't, make sure you go drop him a follow, subscribe to his channel on YouTube. Super cool dude. Really good guy in the community. But he responds, he says he likes to run around and play defense, which, imagine that. That's kind of how I play D too. But that being said, my boy Isaac says he's got 22K. But I know that he can get more MT, and he's got a really solid team. Like, he doesn't need to upgrade anything significantly. So I think the weakest links on his team are probably Michael Redd and Tyrese. But the thing is, I'm running Tyrese Halliburton as my backup point guard right now. Like, I think he's that good that you can play him in a God squad until we get better point guards. So I really wouldn't say to upgrade Tyrese. And I know he's capable of getting MT. So if you're going to upgrade this team, I would be looking to get DeMar DeRozan to replace Michael Redd, because I have Redd as well. I don't think he's all that good. And then after that, looking to get a guy like Giannis or Wilt probably to play the 4 or the 5, replacing Wes or D-Rob. Me personally, I'm going to play D-Rob at the 4 actually, and then you could play Wilt at the 5, something like that. But obviously Isaac doesn't need my help to build his team. That's just what I see personally. If you get more MT, that's where I'd be looking to upgrade. But yeah, I appreciate him submitting his team to this series. That being said, that will do it for this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. If you want to leave your team in the comments, I could try to help you out as well. I don't have time to get to every team that gets submitted to me every week, but I try to get to as many as possible. So if you want to be in the next I Build Your Teams episode, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description again. And be on the lookout for a tweet announcing when I'm going to do this video Friday nights, Saturday mornings most of the time. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. If you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on that grind to 1.2K. And I'll be back with another 2K video very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.